So, this is going to be the intermediate movement guide. Today I'm going to be talking about dash jumping, which is this right here, that little movement right there. I'm going to tell you the inputs to do that, and also why it's beneficial to use that as a movement option instead of just regularly dashing. Although dashing is still strong and it should still be used in your gameplay because it's still a good tactic and a good technique, but dash jumping is just one of those techniques that gets you from here to there just a little bit faster. And I'm just going to go over that, and like I said, as well as the inputs. First thing I'm going to be talking about is the dash jumping. Now, that is this movement right here. You can do it fast like that, or you can do it a little bit slower like this. You can space it out just a little bit. Uh, really doesn't matter too much, but obviously if you do it faster, you're going to be able to move around the map a lot faster. But if you space it out just a little bit, you do get that extra bit of height uh, to your jumps. So basically, and I'm going to show the inputs on screen in slow motion, there are two different ways to do this. The first way that I usually do it, this is the way that I do it to get these very short ones right here, is you press forward, jump, and your dash key at the same time. And I'm going to go over the second way you can do this, because the second way you can do this works both when you land a hit and when you don't land a hit. This method only works if you're just using it in the neutral. It doesn't work if you're trying to do a dash jump off of a hit. It's not going to work. It's going to give you a chase dodge. So like I said, first one is forward, jump, and the dash key at the same time. And you might notice when you do that, you just float. And the reason why you just float is because after that, you have to press down in order to get that fast fall motion. So the way you do this is you first do the dash jump, and then while keeping, well, it really depends on what controller type you're playing on, or what type of device you're playing on, whether it's a keyboard, whether it's a controller, whether it's any of those types of variations. It really depends, because keyboard, you can just hold forward the whole time and then tap down. But for controller, let's say you're playing on controller, what you want to do is the moment you press it, you want to slide your finger down into the down forward position. And I'm going to have all these inputs shown on screen. So basically what you want to do is you want to do forward, jump, and the dash key. And the moment you see that your feet are off the ground, slide your finger to the down forward. So really, you don't need to work on the timing that much once you get used to it. But obviously when you first start out, it's going to be a little bit hard. So practice doing big ones first and then fast falling. You'll know you're fast falling if, as you can see, my hands go out to my sides a little bit. All it is getting a feel for the timing. So this is me doing it slow. And then if you pick up the pace, you can do it a lot faster. Get into the feel of the timing of it. Doing the big ones first and then falling with it. You'll know if you're doing it right if you do it off the edge and you fall past the edge. But you'll know you're not doing it right if you don't fall when you jump off the edge. So you can use the edge to kind of help you with that timing. And when you get used to the timing, you can, as you can see, fall very fast off the edge like that. So that's just a little tip you can use to practice the timing. But once you get the timing down, it really becomes second nature, because you don't really have to work on timing it or focus on timing it once you're in the middle of a match. It just becomes muscle memory at that point. But again, you need to practice it first. Now the other method to do this, it's a little bit uh, finicky. I usually don't use this method, but this method does work, like I said, off of hit and off of like just like regularly moving around in neutral. I usually just don't do this method because it's not uh, very easy. The other method I described is a lot easier. This does take a little bit more inputs and it's a little bit more technical, but like I said, it works off of hit and off of like neutral. As you can see right there, I did it off of a hit, and when I tried on the other one, I couldn't do it off of a hit. So the way you do this version of the dash jump input is, instead of holding forward and pressing the jump and dash key, you hold down and press the jump and dash key. That ultimately gives you the same effect as the forward. Doing this method, you get a little bit more fine-tuning jumps in it, so it is beneficial, but like I said, it is a little bit harder. But you hold down while you're doing this input instead of forward. So while you're holding down, you basically do exactly what you do with the other one. You press jump and the dash key at the same time. Like I said, it gives you the same effect as holding forward. You get this big dash jump.
Okay, I had to voice over this part and redo this. The way you get the fast fall off of doing this method is you want to release all other inputs, and then when you want a fast fall, you press down forward in order to fast fall.
So that's basically how you do that input. It's a little bit more technical, and it's a lot harder to do, but for the amount of difficulty it has, it does have the benefit of being able to be done off of a dash jump. So that's another way you could do it, but like I said, it is a lot harder. So the other way of holding forward and then sliding your fingers downwards, or just pressing the down key if you're on keyboard. But doing that type of input is a lot easier than the secondary method, but the secondary method does have its own benefits because the first one does have a couple drawbacks to it. That's how long it takes me to get to the other side of the stage, and that's with rapidly clicking dash, and every time you click dash you do get a little bit of speed. And that's with me doing the dash jumps, even though those were a little bit sloppy, but you know, you can still see how fast it was. So there obviously is a benefit to using this as a movement option. You do get from point A to point B a little bit faster than just regularly clicking dash, but not only that, you do get the added bonus of your hurt box being elevated. And this is actually very, very important. This is important because, as you can see, I have Isaiah here picked as my opponent, and Isaiah has a weapon called blasters. And blasters, one of Blaster's main combo tools and main tools that it can use to combo into a kill move, is downlight. Off of downlight you can do a true combo side air, which can kill late into health, or you can do a dash jump recovery off of downlight and it'll take you off the top in like orange. Or you can do, at low health, you can do a dash jump down air and then get a read off of that. You can do a lot of stuff off of Blaster's downlight, and as you can see, Blaster's downlight, like I was talking about how it's one of Blaster's main combo tools, it's very low to the ground. So, while I'm just avoiding him right here, as you can see, I'm able to jump over it. So you might be guessing what you're able to do with a dash jump. So not only can you move around the stage effectively and a lot faster than just dashing, but you can also evade some moves that hit low to the ground, such as Blaster's downlight, like that right there. As you can see, the moment he did it, I hopped right over it. And I almost fell right into it. But now, off of this situation, because I hopped over his downlight, he's locked into place for blasters recover about frame 42 plus, depending on the character's dexterity. But now I have his backside, and as you can see, I can still act. Like I can turn around and do a neutral light right now, even though that's not gonna hit. But or even a side light, and he's still in the hit stun of his attack. So you can use this to evade other types of attacks that are low to the ground, or even ones that don't hit that high, like for example, orb sidelight hits very low to the ground at the start, but then it does come up, but not that high. It still hits around like hip height, so it can still be jumped over. So moves like that are susceptible to being jumped over by this dash jump technique. So not only does it give you movement, and not only does it give you speed to get around the map a lot faster, but it also gives you the added bonus of moving your hitbox out of the way of low hitting attacks, depending on the character's kit and depending on the player. If you know that you're in red health and they're going to try to go for a kill move, let's say they have sword downlight, which can true combo into the recovery to get to kill you, you want to avoid the sword downlight. So the only thing that they can do to combat this is if they gravity cancel it. But if they're throwing it out on the ground, then you can dash jump over it, or you can stay elevated in the air along with your dash jump. If you fan it out like this and do like the big one and then just hop around, you can keep your hitbox in the air and keep them out of your zone and stop them from being able to hit that kill combo on you. That's going to be pretty much it for this intermediate movement guide. It's mainly just about fast-paced movement, nothing too crazy, just helping, you know, spice up your movement game just a little bit. Should help just a little bit. Also, it has some benefits, like I said, with getting over short hitting moves, but mainly it's just to help increase the speed of your gameplay. In the advanced guide, there's going to be a little bit more technical stuff like ledge canceling and stuff like that, and I'll show you how to ledge cancel with certain attacks and maybe some ledge cancel stuff. And then also like sliding up the wall right here, doing instant aerials on the ground like this, a whole bunch of stuff in the advanced guide that's a little bit more technical and doesn't really have like core mechanics in the game. Like it's not really like needed to play the game, but it's just, you know, a little bit fancier things that you can do to just make your gameplay just a little bit more fine-tuned in certain situations. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully this does help. Make sure you practice these in training mode. Get the movement down, get the timing down, and you know, in no time your movement should be at least platinum level. So this is the type of techniques that maybe a platinum level player will probably start learning. So if you feel like your movement's a little bit on the lower side, definitely practice these because it's going to help your gameplay out a lot, and it's going to make your movement a little bit more unpredictable, and that's what this game's about. It's about movement. So hopefully this helped. I'll see you guys next time.